So I never thought of this until now, today. All right, let me see how it is that I'm playing the other role. Steven James called me the Antichrist. He called me a beast from the pit, Antichrist. I can't sit here and stomach your lies. And you get off on it. You're a narcissistic, gray-haired alien. And you're going to be rounded up. You nasty, nasty demon. These are some of the things that Steven had said to me. I just showed my brother Billy some of the bullying that the cyber bullying I've been going through. But at first I asked him, if like when I was younger, if you seen somebody bully me, would you stick up for me? Or he's like, oh, hell yeah. I go, well, what about now? Like if someone's, we're family, and well, how about this? And then I showed him a little Matthew Daly. He's like, nah, he's on meth. Okay. Show him some Steven. Yeah, it sounds like he's on meth too. So in other words, nobody is really of the level of importance and position that I'm saying giving these people credit for. All these people have acted like they're in lower positions, but yet they're in high places. So I get bullied by someone that when you Google their name, the stuff that shows up, and considering I don't know of another name that has the Vicar of Lucifer title on it according to the Vatican's, that Vicar of Lucifer and Jesus been set up 2018, and there's no other names besides Tyler Mullen and Steven James Dishon. And at a certain point, even Tyler Mullen made about 21 videos about me one day. Just, I guess I must have struck a nerve. Just finally coming out and attacking me with everything. So, and there's no other two names on planet Earth besides these two names on the entire internet. So I got to go by what's being shown to me. And so according to Steve, if I'm a beast from the pit, Antichrist, my name equals Barack Obama, it equals rat, in gematria, and it equals Nephilim. He said, the difference between me and you is I'm human and you're not. You're a gray-haired alien. Antichrist, beast from the pit. It doesn't get any more. Son of perdition. He also says that Robin is the son of perdition. But the one thing I haven't heard him accuse me of is being Judas. So, Steve, is Kim Jean wrong with his interpretation that the son of perdition would be Judas? I mean, if you want to further the kingdom of heaven, you would try to correct me on my misinterpretations, or confirm how dead on true and accurate they are by showing a clip, listening to what I'm saying about something, and then degrading me for it, or calling me a hypocrite and showing my face when you're really talking to the house of thieves, saying that their names are stained. So let's hear it. Is that true? Is Robert Breaker's interpretation correct? Is Skip Heitzing's interpretation correct? Because he said the same thing at one point. Judas was the son of perdition. There's three people right there that say that. Oh, and Even Steven Ben Noon, who you came in with in 2018, the first video that I played that said make a stand for SJD, and he was the one speaking. He had also just did a video about Judas being the son of perdition, the last one, the stumbling, the one that stumbled, the one that was offended or got offended, or as the little one. Judas doesn't seem like a little one, but knowing how things are opposite meanings, a little child, when you spill your guts and you're given enough rope to hang yourself, and then you hang it up, and then you hang your guts, and you spill your guts, and then you hang it up, and then you speak everything and tell basically what Judas was doing, how I interpret it, is he was telling you the truth, spilling his guts, but he was doing it in a way that you would have to have eyes or ears to hear it to understand how he's spilling his guts. A lot of it just has to do with playing opposite SpongeBob SquarePants Day, and I know you are, but what am I with Pee Wee Herman. Read between the lines a little bit. Don't be afraid of their faces and the threats that they say. Understand what WWE is and the scripts, how they act like they, just the Illuminati, the actors, Hollywood. They're just great actors. So I'm dealing with the cream of the crop. Steven James, the cream of the crop. So it's year after year. It's a never-ending threat. There's, sometimes they come in spurts. Sometimes he takes a break. But 4 years ago, from 2018 towards the end, because that's when I finally said, Steve, nah. And then all of 2019, but I was doing them back. So for a good solid year, until I started to focus more on Jonathan Kleck, but Steve still never let go. He kept slandering me also. There was one time he had a list of about 100 videos up, and there was about 90 of them had my titles in it, or my face, or the name Robin Hood, or Prince of Thieves, or whatever. So what an honor that has been. And I even said to my brother Billy, it's like, you two made me, they made me famous. They made me more important than what I am, because they focused in on all their attention on me, all of these people. And I'm like, you don't think I'm a liar, do you? Because that's what they call me. So you gonna let them talk to your little brother like that? They're bullying me, bro. Yeah, it's different. It's cyber stalking or cyber. It's like, well, I wouldn't even waste my time with them. Like, yeah, I know. You wouldn't, but I'm not wasting time. This is time spent. I am honored by it at times. I'm sickened by it at others, but it's only a little of the frustration part of it. The level is because it's fame throughout, but I don't get paid like I'm famous of any sort, worthy of compensation for doing works that follows me, the works of God that follows me, and gets compensated for that. Do you think God is just saying, well, nah, you just can keep working free and you'll never get compensated? You think that's what he really wants people to live their lives as, and just get by, to, just be humble. You just all you got to do is just barely survive, and you should be happy with that. Well, no, that's not the way God's world is. So that's why things have to come to a halt. That's why the money exchangers, the House of Cain, needs to be brought to his knees through the Google map, looking at it from above. That's the only way it's going to change, right, Steve? The money exchangers, the House of Cain. So that brings me to my point. All right, well, let's hear it, Steve. I never heard you say that I'm Judas, because you're Esau, or Asu Emmanuel, and I'm the Antichrist because I'm coming against you, the anointed cherub that covers, or the anointed Adam. Aren't you oiled with the how's that saying? You have the oil of gladness, right? Even though it doesn't sound like you're very glad, you sound like you're very angry towards me. But again, you're just acting. I'm sure sometimes that did frustrate you in the beginning, because it's the first time you ever had to deal with somebody fighting you back. Everybody else just submitted. So why would you follow me for 6 years, and I am your focal point, and yet you're the vicar of Lucifer, according to the Vatican? Why would they call you the vicar of Lucifer if you're really Asu Emmanuel? Wouldn't you look at that as an honor? It's like, if that's a slanderous thing, well then, my goodness, I would be honored if my name was plastered up there as the vicar of Lucifer, according to the Vatican. Because that means that I'm their highest target to attack on planet Earth. More than anybody out there, there's no other name except for me. What an honor it would be for that to happen. Because you would also know that at some point God rules and God wins, and you get taken care of for all the slanderous words that were said. So, considering that's not my name, the vicar of Lucifer, but it is yours, and considering you have called me a beast from the pit, antichrist, alien, not even from this planet, I shouldn't even be on this planet, you may be right. Maybe I was born in a different realm, but I was told I was born in Bartow, Florida, in General Hospital, the soap opera, Truman Show. Judas had to have been a money exchanger, considering he was in charge of the money. I don't have any money. I don't manage anybody's money. Like 2018, when there was about 12 or maybe 13 of us per se, that on my phone I had that many new numbers. Each number had a name, and each name had a YouTube channel. And I communicated and texted or talked and called all of them at certain points in time. Back then, I didn't even have my Walmart video monetized. I wasn't even getting $250 a month off of my own spotting security guards, and it wound up getting 3.3 million views. And that might be one of the reasons why so many people came in my direction, and everybody just so happened to know Steven James Dishon, which is ironic too, huh? Except for Andrew, he was trying to act like he just met him like 2 weeks ago, but right. Let every man be a liar. When Matthew Daly did his 3-hour crucifixion reenactment, after I was only 11 months old, and one day, he spent 3 hours slandering my name and degrading me and calling me stupid, and not that bright and shouldn't speak, and I should shut up and get off YouTube, stop making videos, watching, stop this and stop that, Robin. Stop everything. Just, YouTube's not even the most important platform. Just get off. Because I'm taking my channel down soon, and he never did. So Matthew Daly, he started it. He started the turning around. He started on 3/2/2018, 5 months after my Walmart video started, with about 1 million views at that point. All these people came my direction. They befriended me at first. They infiltrated. Then they befriended, and then they deceived. Steven James is the one that made sure that he kept it going. He never left he never left me. He always was faithful to me by name dropping and constantly putting people in remembrance. Now, how he does it is it's a unique way. I mean, I've never had that happen before, that somebody is anointing me by slandering my name and then having people make videos about me, making me famous on the YouTube platform. But I don't have any money. That's why I work for a living. Now, so how would I be Judas, Steve, if you're Asu, Emmanuel, the Messiah? You said it. You said, I am telling you. First of all, I'm telling you, Adam and David, who would be the Messiah. You live in Michigan. It looks like, you're a poor, suffering servant. But didn't you also say that my name equals, what was it? It equals something. Some kind of gematria entry was abandoned, life abandoned, shamed. Yeah, that's right. That did happen. My whole life, it was just an abandonment. That's why I'm finding these things out now, in order so I can make sure that doesn't happen to the rest of the people on Earth from the end of the tribulation period and for an eternity, that people just aren't abandoned like that. It's not cool. And it all has to do with finances, financial stability. I don't live year to year. I live month to month. And that's just the way it's been. The price of living is, it just keeps going up and up and up of it, everything. It's just up and up and up. And if you want to live, you have to work for it. I did a bunch of other work that is supernatural. And there's a certain time where God rewards his servants for the money, that the talents that he gives you. With him giving me 10 talents, well, I make sure that I'm going to get at least 10 more, because I'm going to take the talent that everybody has and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to enhance your talent and show it, and then get more usury and interest, because it's interesting, so I can get people's interest to keep them interested with the 10 talents that I have from those 10 that gave me the talent of communication. So at what point did Judas get his money, his 30 shekels? Did he get his 30 shekels and then Asu, Emmanuel, was betrayed? Because I'm wondering, if one way that Steve would try to make it look like I'm Judas, because after all, didn't Judas think that Jesus was the Messiah in the beginning? Did he not think that like I did? I said it's time to make a stand for SJD. The numbers don't lie. I said that. I'm like, people can deny it all you want, but 12-12 and 2-2, and all like Ty on Zach, it's 2-2, 12-12, and where he says who he says he is, all right? So I'm all sleeping, taking the blue pill, telling people that I think Steven James is basically the Messiah. So I came in thinking that Steve was the guy, coming up. Harold Camping must have been announcing him in the flesh. He's poor, suffering, servant. I mean, that would be cool if he was King David and then he gets his throne and his crowning and then all the riches in the world, and I was his good buddy because I stuck up for him, and then I started to not believe him, and then he quickly turned and slandered my name ever since, from around August, September 2018 and on. Never ending. So that is almost 6 years. 5.5 solid years. So I wonder, when I played a Powerball number on my 7th year anniversary and I hit for $30 million, would that be considered the 30 shekels? And then you can act like, I hit and I'm like, oh my, I must be Judas. Oh no. And then I'm supposed to give the money back. Nah, Judas keeps the money this time. Because is he really Judas? Just figured I'd put that out there in case if you were wondering when I was going to come up with this edit, because John Quentin Wise said I have editing rights to your script, Steve. They were his words. I mean, that's your disciple, twin, or you. It's very similar to your personality. Because right now I don't have any money. But I did have 12 disciples, according to Ashley McCormick. She said, Judas is scary. What does that make you, Jesus? When you say you have 12 disciples, you're glorifying yourself as if you're Jesus. And so just like Judas had 12 disciples as well. But Judas was the one that betrayed the Son of Man. Woe unto the high priest who causes one of those little ones to to stumble. So what if the high priest caused me to stumble, Steve, as Judas? Because I thought you were the Messiah in the beginning, and then it's like, wait a minute, you're a liar. Jesus isn't a liar. Jesus isn't a sinner. He's perfect. He never sinned in his life. Neither did, if the seed of Christ comes from David, it could mean the seed itself, the spiritual birth of Christ comes from King David himself as he becomes Christ after King David's role dies at the age of 7 years. Then he turns into Christ. Or it's his actual seed, his son. Or the devil could actually have a child and try to say that that's his son because, making himself as if he's God and saying, it's me, God. God, it's me. And his son would be considered the Messiah, but his dad would say, I am God, but he's really the devil. Or Judas, he collects the money and then he goes and buys a field. So I would have to go buy a field too, Steve, in order for me to be Judas coming up. But it seems like for some reason the Messiah is getting ready to get killed in 2024. I'm seeing a lot of like titles, even with Breaker and the betrayal, the arrest, the crucifixion is his title. So most people preach on things about what they believe is coming at the moment, quickly, or what's relevant within that video. So I'm just wondering, what if this time around, because remember, Judas stumbled. He's the son of perdition. Steven James Dishon. He could be Steven James Dishon's son, the son of Steven James Dishon, the son. Or it could be Steve himself, and he's just, the devil has given him his authority and great power, just like Christ, his God, the Father, gave him his power and authority in spirit, just like the devil in spirit, Satan, gives the son of perdition his great power. So, what if this time around the spin is Jesus, instead of Judas acting as if he's Jesus, Jesus does the greatest flip script in the history of existence. It's one last trick. Jesus acts like he's Judas, and he deceives the whole world because he's like a thief. He comes like a thief in the night. What is a thief? Someone that comes to rob, steal, and destroy. So what if Jesus was an actor and he's acting like Judas, and God would say, well, if you believe the lie, because he's the one that sends a great delusion upon the people, and everybody believes the lie, they believe Jesus to be Judas, the son of perdition, the devil. And so they all worship him, but yet in the end, he is really the Christ, and he got everybody deceived, and they winded up thinking that they were going to crucify the real Messiah, and then just like the Jesuits, they get caught because he truly is in control, and he's the greatest actor on the planet in the history of existence, because he knows that, well, he was a sinner at some point in his life, just like everybody else is in the flesh, and his sins have been paid for because, well, he gave up his life for everybody and shed his blood for everybody and fulfilled scripture already. And then all you got to do is just believe in him and rely on his finished work, knowing that nobody really dies and nobody has ever been perfect, and Jesus was a sinner just like everybody else, went through rough times in his life. He was a thief. He robbed, stole. He hung out with the hookers and the tax collectors, the hookers, prostitutes. If there was an internet at that time, which there was, because there was an internet system, because Christ was a fisher of men, catching a lot of people with his net, he would have been hanging out with the hookers and prostitutes and porn sites. And Considering he was a great actor, he was acting like he was Judas the entire time. But who knew it? And then Jesus and Judas were really good buddies. And in the end, the blood gets on the hands of the Jewish people at first, while Judas is the man of sin. And then the second half, the devil gets the blood of the Messiah on the Gentiles as the Jesuits get caught trying to kill the real Messiah, because they thought that they were going to literally kill him, because they're like, we're sick of this guy, we want him dead. You want to think you're Jesus? Let's kill him, because we're tired of him. And they get caught. It's like flipping the script on everybody, because there was a high priest that led Judas astray, and then he started to think at one point that he was the Messiah. So he gave all the attention to the real Jesus the entire time, Asu, Emmanuel, or whatever you want to call him. There's many names. And then he had him crucified. But who he had crucified was just replaced, because just like the Muslims believe that Jesus wasn't really crucified, he was replaced with a clone. And then Judas goes back to his place after he spills his guts, because he was given enough rope to hang himself. And then once he finally realized, oh crap, you are Jesus and I'm the Antichrist, I'm sorry. Here's your money back. But not this time around, because Steve's going to try to make it look like I'm going to be defiled when I get compensated for the works that I did. He's going to make it seem like I'm Judas, but really it's just for the work that followed me. It's compensation time. It's my 7th year. Powerball, the dragon gives me his power. Because he even said it. Is Robin the AC? Or is he testifying to who the AC is? Or is Robin, Henry T's, the Antichrist, who's been given power by the dragon? Okay, so dragon gives me his power, the Powerball number. I guess it's going to be for $30 million, huh, Steve? Then people will be really confused then. But in the end, they get caught trying to kill the real Messiah, because they were all deceived.